the Cabinet Secretary for Defense, the Chief of Defense Forces, service commanders, senior officers, the Commandant, Defense Forces Recruit Training School, distinguished guests, service commanders of the Kenya Defense Forces, parents, guardians, families, and friends of the graduates, graduating recruits who are standing before me. You arrived here from different families, different communities, and different counties of our republic. You live today as one force, under one flag, bound by one constitution. That is the first transformation this school performs. It is not the last one your service will demand. From this day, your choices carry weight beyond yourselves. The uniform gives you authority. It also imposes obligations. Serve with courage. Serve with discipline. Serve with restraint. I congratulate every member of the recruits cohort 01 of 2025 on completing this demanding course, and I commend your instructors, your commanders, and every officer of this school who has participated in one way or another to the success of this day. But a passing out parade is not where your worth is proven. It is proven later in the character, the judgment, and the professionalism you carry into service. The parents and guardians gathered here, you raised these young Kenyans, you supported them, and you have now entrusted them to the Republic. That is not a small gift. The nation is grateful. Ladies and gentlemen, yesterday, Kenyans began a national conversation about the country we intend to build beyond Vision 2030. Not the next budget, not the next election, not even administration, but the Kenya we want to become across the decades ahead, a prosperous, reliant, and capable of guaranteeing every citizen a life of dignity. That conversation must include security. What must Kenya protect if the future we seek to build is to be possible? What must be built today to secure the nation we intend to become in 20, 30, or 50 years from now? Security and development are not competing priorities. They are the same foundation viewed from two different directions. Security enables development. Development strengthens security. The Constitution is clear on your mandate. Defend our sovereignty and territorial integrity. Support other authorities in emergencies and disasters. With the approval of the National Assembly, restore peace where instability threatens the nation. Every one of these responsibilities is exercised under the Constitution and within the law. Ladies and gentlemen, the first duty of the Kenya Defense Forces remains and will continue to be the defense of our republic. Nothing dilutes that mandate, but the same capabilities that defend a modern nation also builds one. Military engineers strengthen strategic infrastructure. Military logistics move people, equipment, and relief supplies when civilian systems are overwhelmed. Military medicine saves lives when disaster or pandemic strikes. Cyber capability protects both the defense systems that we have and the digital infrastructure in banking, healthcare, transport, and government now depends on. Maritime capability secures our waters while it grows our trade, our fisheries, and our blue economy. Kenya has already proven this. When the nation needed disciplined execution and engineering delivered under pressure, it has called on the Kenya Defense Forces. Today, KDF engineers support the construction of the Raila Odinga International Stadium at Talanta Sports City and the Bomas International Convention Complex. Through Kenya Shipyard Limited, the Kenya Navy, we are rebuilding our shipping capabilities. For example, MV Uhuru 2, built locally and now moving trade across Lake Victoria, shows how a defense capability becomes an industrial capacity. And through disaster and the response to disaster, medical outreach and support to communities affected by insecurity, that service to Kenya takes many forms. Beyond our borders, our forces have carried Kenya's flag in peace support missions. Regional peace is not charity to our neighbors. It protects our citizens, our trade, and also our future. Kenya must keep building its own modern to national development, grounded in institution and shaped by what our nation actually needs. Distinguished graduates, you enter service as the battlefield itself is changing. An attack may target a server instead of a border post. A drone may fly without a pilot. Artificial intelligence may disrupt systems, distort information, and erode public trust. Climate shocks may displace communities and ignite competition over land and water. A disease outbreak may threaten more lives than an armed adversary. Our food systems, our energy grids, our airports and ports, our data now sit on the same terrain as our borders. Can a country call itself secure if its frontiers are guarded but digital systems, food supplies, and critical manufacturing infrastructure stand exposed? That is the question Kenya must answer as we look past Vision 2030. Not just what we intend to build, but what we intend to protect. So tomorrow's KDF must be as strong in knowledge as it is in courage, as fluent in technology as it is in tactics, as prepared to anticipate danger as it is ready to answer to it. The future soldier must not only be fit, disciplined, and tactically sound, but also technologically literate, intellectually curious, and constitutionally grounded. Your training taught you to obey lawful commands. Your service must now teach you to exercise judgment under pressure, to lead human beings, and to know the difference between lawful authority and abuse. You inherit an institution built by service members and veterans whose courage laid its foundation. Honor them, not only by preserving what they built, but also by preparing for a world they could not have imagined. The government will keep investing in the welfare, the training, and the readiness of KDF. We will strengthen our capabilities in cybersecurity, intelligence, maritime security, and military medicine. And we will ensure that those who serve and the families who stand behind them receive the dignity and the recognition they have earned. To the graduating recruits, today you are force entrusted with defending both Kenya's inheritance and Kenya's possibility. Some of you will guard our borders, our airspace, and our territorial waters. Others will serve as engineers, medics, technicians, peacekeepers, and many more. Wherever you serve, remember, the purpose of national defense is not merely the absence of war. It is the presence of peace, the presence of freedom, and the presence of stability in which a nation fulfills its promise and its purpose. KDF must not simply defend the country Kenya is today. It must secure the country Kenya intends to become. You have been trained to protect our territory. Be ready also to protect our constitutional order, our national unity, and the future of generations you may never live to meet. Serve with courage. Act with discipline. Let the Constitution be your compass. Defend our sovereignty. Protect our people. Secure Kenya's future. May God bless each one of you. May God bless our republic. Thank you very much. Asanteni sana. Heri hawa vijana mliotoa kwa serikali na kwa taifa la Kenya waweze kushughulika na mambo ya amani, mambo ya kuhakikisha taifa letu liko salama pande zote. Hawa vijana vile nimesema, tutawashughulikia, tutawalinda pia, na tutafanya kazi na wao ili taifa letu lipige hatua ya kwenda mbele. Pongezi nyinyi nyote. Mkirudi nyumbani mpeleke salamu zetu nyumbani sehemu zote za taifa letu la Kenya, tukijua ya kwamba sisi ni taifa moja, mandugu ambao Mungu ametuweka pamoja katika taifa letu. Asanteni sana na Mungu awabariki. Thank you very much.